Starting your day off with a take on Vegas you won't get anywhere else.
Hi, I'm Holly Madison, and I listen to Brian Shapiro.
Hi, this is William Shatner, and I listen to Brian Shapiro.
Hey, this is Larry the Cable Guy, and I listen to Brian Shapiro. Why? Because I'm a good American. So is he. And if you don't listen to him, you need to pack up and leave this country.
This is the Vegas Take with Sharp and Shapiro.
Come on, guys!
What's up, everybody? The Vegas Take back at you on a Tuesday. Glad you could join us. Oh, yeah. Always a lot to get to. You won't find a more interactive show in Las Vegas than this show. We love taking your phone calls at 257-5396. We also love our regular guests. Vegas fixtures, not to make it sound like Ron Futrell is a lampshade or something, but he is a fixture in Las Vegas. Ron, of course, from Channel 8. Joining us as he does every Tuesday. Ron, thanks for coming in, my man. How are you?
Can I be one of those furnaces that crank and break occasionally? You have to go hit with a wrench every once in a while to fix? That sort of fixture. That's what I'm going to be. Or a leg lamp. If I'm going to be
That's
a lamp,
fair.
A leg lamp.
You go to usedhotelfurniture.com or something, you could get some pretty good deals there. I got some for my apartment.
Okay.
But anyway, a lot to get to. Oh, yeah, and it does probably involve Donald Trump. We got some sports to get to as well. The NBA playoffs in full swing. And tonight, wow, what a big game. Golden State, Houston Rockets in game 2. But before we get to that, where sports and politics collide, you know, I like these types of stories. This is a very interesting one. And we're going to get to Donald Trump's family suing 2 banks. We're going to get to that. Some leaked information about how Robert Mueller felt about Attorney General William Barr's 4-page letter. We'll get to all that stuff. Plenty of stuff to get to. Have you heard of Lexi Thompson? She is an LPGA golfer. Pretty good one at that. Very pretty young lady. She's won 10 tournaments on the LPGA Tour, and she's been friends with Donald Trump and Donald Trump's family for years, for a very, very long time. In fact, it was Donald Trump who offered her a free membership to one of his golf courses to practice there, and she says he's been nothing but fantastic to her family, and I believe her when she says that. So she played golf with him last week, and this was not the first time that she had played golf with Donald Trump. She's played with him several times before, even before he became president of the United States. So this is a relationship that goes way back. So she plays a round of golf with Rush Limbaugh and Donald Trump. And then days after that, the White House released some of those pictures of Lexi playing golf with Trump and Rush Limbaugh. And Thompson's social media went bananas. Not in a good way, in a bad way. A lot of people were saying some very bad things about Lexi Thompson. So let me be clear on this, and then I'll explain to you why we're talking about this. If I got a phone call tomorrow, and it was somebody from the Trump administration, they said, hey, Donald Trump would like to come out to Vegas and play a round of golf with me. Immediately, I would say yes, for a couple different reasons, regardless of the fact that I think he is a bad guy, not a good person. Number one, it's an experience, Ron, and that I think it would last a lifetime. I'm sure you would agree with that, where, you know, it's something you could tell your kids about, your grandkids about. It's an experience of a lifetime. I don't care if you agree or disagree with the president. It is an experience. That's number one. Number two, it'd be a chance for me to get to know the man away from the media, away from the cameras. Let's see what this guy is really like, number two. And number three, maybe perhaps on the golf course, I could talk to him about a couple issues I disagree with him about. Hey, Mr. Trump, why is it you did this? Why? And maybe he would answer, maybe he wouldn't. But it would be an opportunity, I think, to do that. And that's why I ask, all these NBA championship teams and the college teams, maybe you should go to the White House if you have a problem with Trump. Maybe this would be your opportunity to talk to him about it, because I think I'm all for the open discourse, right? So Lexi Thompson takes to Twitter, and she makes herself out to be this huge victim. Okay, she goes on her.
You skipped a step there. What happened? Why was she making herself out to be a victim? Were people were angry, leftist, brutal,
she
angry?
Claims,
mean. There's nobody more mean than an angry leftist.
Oh, that's not true.
No, there is nobody more angry and mean than a leftist.
I don't care if you're left or right. There's mean people everywhere.
Antifa, whatever you want to call them.
White
after her.
We can argue about this all day, Ron. I'm not going to say that the only angry people in the world are on the left.
I didn't say only.
There's just as bad
the
people.
Angry,
okay,
so.
David Duke. How about that one? Okay, how about KKK members? How about white supremacists?
He's silent.
Okay, how about the guy who killed a person and injured people in the synagogue? Okay, so I don't want to get into the left and the right and how bad the left is.
Okay,
there's bad people on both sides.
That's who's doing this to her.
Well,
Okay.
there were a lot of people that were not Trump supporters, obviously, that were saying a lot of negative things about her.
Why?
Which I disagree
Why?
with. Okay, there's two sides to this, and you tell me where you stand.
There's one side to
No,
it.
I
They're
disagree.
polluted, angry leftists
No.
that would go after
Okay.
her for that, for
Okay,
golfing with
hold
the
on.
president.
Okay, there's two sides to this, in my opinion. The first side is she has the right to play golf with whoever she wants to, whether that's the president of the United States or anybody. It could
Or
be
me or you,
It
maybe.
could be a convicted
Play with-
felon that's out of jail. It could be anybody.
Or OJ.
Right, or OJ, right. And I would play golf with OJ, by the way. And that I'd call him a murderer when the round was over.
What's up, killer?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, killer?
Exactly.
Like punch him in the shoulder, right? Like killer. I'm just saying. Like,
I would take a selfie with OJ and I'd flip him off in the picture. That's what I would do. But getting back to this,
okay.
she has the right to play golf with whoever she wants to. At the same time, she knows who this guy is. Maybe he's treated her family very well. I believe her. But he's also said some very insulting things that have gotten a lot of people upset. Now, does that mean she shouldn't? Hold on. Does that mean she shouldn't play golf with him? No, it's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is she had to assume that there were going to be people going after her that do not like Donald Trump. So what does she do? She takes one of her social media pages down. She says she's taking a break from social media because people hurt her.
Well, because people went after her.
And here's
Vicious, angry, mean leftists attacked her
but here's what I
for
would
going
say.
golfing with the president. What stupid people that would do that? Anyway.
But here's what I would say to her. I would say, look, that's not right. I don't condone people calling you names. But at the same time, do you understand that there are some things that Donald Trump has said that has hurt some people as well?
Well, she didn't say him. She just went golfing with him.
I didn't say she has said
She's
them, but she
very
associates herself.
I see her as brave.
You are
right
who
there.
you associate yourself with.
I see her as brave for doing this.
I don't think it's brave to play golf with the
It shouldn't
president.
have. No, it
I don't
shouldn't
think it's
have
brave
to
at all.
be. In this environment.
Why is that brave?
In this environment where you have angry, mean,
She played
brutal,
a round of
vicious
golf.
leftists, Saturday Night Live's just waiting to ridicule her for life. How about this? Here's a plan. Robin Roberts. You know Robin Roberts?
Of course.
Familiar with Robin
of course.
Roberts? Okay.
She's a legend. She's been around a long
She's
time.
a legend. She's a leftist.
Who cares?
She's
good at what she does.
No, she's not even good at what she does.
Okay, well, I disagree.
She's Jussie Smollett's little girl. Okay. No. If she was good at what she did, she would have
interviewed
spotted
him before all the evidence was put forth.
I knew. Little
knew.
me here,
You
Ron
knew.
and AJ
Doesn't mean she's
Benson
bad
knew.
at what she does.
There's dozens of people that knew.
Doesn't
that
mean
he
she's
was a
bad at what
fraud.
she does. She's been around a long time.
She's not a journalist. So anyway,
She's a member of the media that I think has done a good job in her career.
Anyway,
What does that have to do with this, though?
No. Let me finish my sentence. Okay. Robin Roberts,
Yes.
the champion of Jussie Smollett, the king of all frauds.
Yeah, we know.
She
that.
championed his cause, and she did it for political purposes and for personal purposes.
I don't think she championed him.
She did it. Oh, she absolutely.
Okay, but what
did.
does that have to do with this?
She should bring her on. She should bring her on and try to rescue her and save her from the angry leftists.
Okay, well, first
she should
of all,
try to, the
I don't
media.
think
No.
Lexi
Here's
Thompson
the media. The media's role. The media's role should be there to protect and help her in the same way that they will help these insane leftists like Jussie Smollett
Ron,
that make up.
Well, I don't
but
want to talk
she
about
will
Jussie
not.
Smollett.
No,
but
she
listen,
will not.
Listen,
No.
Ron, you called her brave. She's not brave. She played a round of golf with the president.
She's brave
and
only
she took
because
down one of her social media pages because she couldn't handle it.
Only
okay?
because she
That's
knew
not brave.
Yeah, only what she knew that angry psychopathic leftists would attack her for it.
Ron,
that's brave.
Donald Trump.
She knew what the result
She knows
would
who
be.
Donald Trump is. She decided to be friends
she's
with
a
Donald
friend.
Trump. You are who you hang out with. Okay. She decides to hang out with
the
Donald
president.
Trump.
Hang out with the president.
I understand but this wasn't one round. This wasn't a once.
What?
Okay. She has a friendship.
She's a repeat
She
offender.
knows him.
Holy
She has
hell.
a friendship with him, and she has
It's
to.
getting worse.
She has to understand
Brian,
that
it's
Donald Trump has said some pretty bad things about a lot of people. Okay, he is an attacker himself. So if it hurts her, she says she's hurt by some of these attacks on social media to her. Is she hurt when Donald Trump, demonizes illegals? Does that hurt her as well? That's what I would say to her.
He does demonize the MS-13. You're right. He demonizes MS-13. You're right.
Excuse me.
You know,
do you want me
poor
to read the
little
quote?
MS-13
Do you
guys.
really want me to read another?
Poor
Okay.
little-
Oh, fine. I've memorized this quote. These people crossing the border, they're bad people, they're rapists, and I suppose some of them are good people. Do you condone that kind of language by the President of the United States?
Some of them are MS-13.
Do you condone
That's what
going
he
after
meant. I know
John
what he
McCain, a POW,
Oh,
going
hell,
after
here we
his
go.
grades after he's died?
We've had the John McCain discussion until we're blue in the face.
What do you
want
think?
to go more
What do you
John
think
McCain?
is worse? Hold on a second. You brought this up, so now I'm going to defend
more
my
John
opinion.
McCain?
Hold on a second. Listen, answer this question. What do you think is worse? People going after Lexi Thompson, calling her names, or the President of the United States going after the POW, John McCain, a war hero, and continuing to go after him after he's died? What is worse?
Anonymous leftist idiots.
You're not going to answer the question.
I am. Anonymous leftist idiots going after her is worse.
So calling her an idiot or a moron is worse than the President of the United States going after a POW.
He did it up front. Okay.
I cannot believe you are saying that.
Can you not go after a military person?
You can go after somebody's policy. You can't say I don't respect somebody because they were captured. That's idiotic.
What about Hassan?
How could you defend that?
Yeah, no, because we had this discussion before about McCain, and you said, I will never go after anybody who's had military service. Okay, there are some people. What about Hassan that went into Fort Hood and massacred 12 people? Can you attack him? Is that okay when he's yelling Allah Akbar?
That's not John McCain. That's not John McCain.
But you can't. But so there are degrees of former military people that you can go after.
When can you defend somebody saying you don't respect somebody because they were captured in war? The guy who had bone spurs and dodged the military saying, I don't respect John McCain because he was captured. Ron, that is beneath you. It is beneath you.
No, it's not. Match between those two guys that you and I do not understand.
It is beneath you to defend something like that. And I am shocked.
I'm not defending it. It's a pissing match between two people that you and I do not get.
We're going to agree to disagree on that. It's one thing to have a pissing match. It's another thing when you're running for president and you want to attack somebody from their military service for being captured. But going back to Lexi Thompson, and I will take some phone calls on this, 257-5396.
The left is angry. The left is just angry.
I'm not the left, but I am.
The left in this
I am a little angry.
At this lady. Why go after her?
Did I say I was angry at her?
No, I didn't say you. I said the left.
Okay.
I said the left is just.
Let me give out the number again.
Get that.
If you want to be a part of the program.
Where's my guitar?
No, don't do that. 257-5396. The show is just getting good. Don't get your guitar.
Let it be.
257.
Let it be. Yeah, let it be.
All right, let me give out the number, Futrell. 257-5396. Again, that number 257-5396. If you want to be a part of the program, let's take some phone calls on this one, and let's start off with Brian. Brian, thanks for calling in. Brian, what's on your mind?
All right, guys, break and go to your corners for 1 minute. 1 minute toweling down here. That was pretty hot and heavy there.
We always get into it, Brian. You know that.
Yes, I do.
What's on your mind, Brian?
Left, right.
Well, you know, I'm going to show you the difference between me, a conservative with a level head, and these idiots, to use a term you like to use, who would attack her for golfing with the president.
Well, yeah, I don't condone that. I don't condone that.
The President of the United States was Barack Obama. I did everything I could to try to get around to golf with him when he came to town.
Yeah.
And the same thing about Bill Clinton. I bet Bill Clinton is a hoot to golf with.
I don't condone, for the record again, I will state, I don't condone anybody going after Lexi Thompson. I also don't think...
You're justifying those people.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Do you want me to say it again? No, I'm not. She had to understand.
Things he said.
Here's why I bring that up. Here's why I bring that up. I bring that up. Okay. She had to know. She's known this man for a while. She knows the things he says on social media. She knows the controversial things he says almost on a daily basis. She had to know that some of her fans and some of the people that follow her would disapprove of her playing golf with the president. Now, with that being said, she could just ignore it. She could block them, or she could just put out a tweet and say, you know what? I have a right to play golf with whoever I want. I support the president. He's my friend, and I wouldn't have had a problem with that. She didn't do that. She said she was deeply
what she should have done.
Right, yeah. and she didn't do that. She said she was deeply hurt, which cry me a river, and then she also took down one of her social media pages. You know, I mean, give me a break. First of all, that's a disservice to your real fans who support you, number one, and number two, she had to know this could have come, and I'm not saying I condone it.
The angry left wants conservatism to go underground. They want everybody to be shamed for doing. Oh, absolutely, it's true. Absolutely,
it happens on both sides.
They want to shame her. They want to shame her. Okay, that's what's happening here. Is they want to shame her for golfing with the president. They want her to go underground.
That's not every Democrat. That's not everybody on the left.
The angry left. That's what I said.
No, it's not. No, because you're generalizing. No, it's not.
I absolutely am. I know them.
Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
Time out.
Go ahead, Brian. Brian, go ahead.
It takes courage to do what she did.
I disagree. It takes no courage to pray. No, it doesn't.
It's just like it takes courage
to
wear a MAGA hat and walk down the streets anywhere.
It does not take courage.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does.
Courage does.
No, it doesn't.
Look at the shame.
Oh, please, you guys are ridiculous.
No.
You guys are completely ridiculous. You know what courage is? Courage is somebody going into a burning building, saving somebody. Courage is somebody fighting a war. That's courage, okay? Courage is not putting on... Courage is not putting on a stupid red hat and walking down the street. That's not courage.
Oh, right now you get shamed for that.
That's not courage.
I'll tell you what. I dare you to do it and walk down Las Vegas Boulevard.
I don't support. I don't support Donald Trump. Why would I do that? Why would I wear a hat that I don't support?
You'll know what my point. The point I'm trying to make. If you did,
it's not courageous.
Within a block.
Is it courageous? Is it courageous to walk into a Raiders game wearing a New England Patriots jersey? Would you call somebody courageous doing something like that? It's the same crap. It's not courageous.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not courageous. It's the same thing that you're talking about.
Walking down the street is not wearing an opposing team's jersey into their stadium.
Do you really think wearing a red hat that says "Make America Great Again" is courageous?
Wear a white hat. This says "Make America Great."
Are you? Come on, man. You got to be kidding me.
Ask the kids at Covington High School in Kentucky.
All right. Well,
okay.
Well, you know what?
Ask the kids that shame that they were felt that they were given by the media. How the media shamed them for wearing that hat.
I don't
they
condone
those
any violence, but if you think that something could happen to you if you put on a hat, I wouldn't call it courageous putting that. I'd call it being dumb.
Ask Covington High School.
Dumb.
Ask the Covington High School kids.
I call it being sad that you can't wear a freaking hat down anywhere in America.
Well, you know what? There's violent people on both sides of the aisle. Violent people.
Goes back to the left side.
No, it doesn't. That is absolute garbage. You know, Donald Trump incites violence at his press conferences. He incites violence with the media. Yeah, I remember when he said, "Oh, really, baloney?" Do you remember when somebody was roughed up and he said, "I'll pay your legal fees"? Back in the day, they would have done. That's not inciting violence. How about you take your bologna sandwich and shove it up you know where, because you're wrong, Brian. You are completely 100% wrong.
Brian, hey, call back again, please. Love you, Brian.
yeah. Give me a break, baloney. Donald Trump has incited violence. 257-5396. Let's go to Dan. Dan, thanks for calling into the Vegas Take. What's up? Dan, are you there? Dan the man. Can you hear us? Okay, we lost Dan. 257-5396, the number to call again, 702-257-5396 if you want to be a part of the conversation. Let's go to Kelly. Kelly, thanks for calling in. What's up, Kelly?
Well, I just called in because I heard Brian talking, and unfortunately, I'm gonna have to side with you on this one about the MAGA hat. I don't think it takes courage to wear one. I wear one when I go on my walks with my dogs, all over my neighborhood. I've passed many a possible undocumented immigrant working on, all the houses out there, and no one gave me dirty looks or anything.
Right. I think he's he's overdoing it a little bit.
It does in this environment where the media is looking to shame people who do that. Look, case in point, the Covington High School kids out of Kentucky were shamed for wearing the MAGA hats.
Oh,
that was all part of that. Oh, they were shamed.
Yeah, it was very courageous for those kids to put that. They're so courageous, Ron. They're heroes for putting on a stupid red hat. They're so courageous. Wow, what courage! Why don't we just give them the Medal of Honor while we're at it? Anyone that puts on a MAGA hat, let's give them a medal.
In this current environment where the media is looking to shame you.
Go ahead, Kelly. Go ahead.
Kelly.
That's what we do anytime you want to talk to
Go ahead, Kelly. Go ahead.
With Cardi B's on the line.
Nick Sandman, was the Covington kid that his face was plastered everywhere with his
stupid smirk. Yeah.
Gosh, you see, there you go. Because he had the MAGA hat on.
Yeah, because you're really de-escalating a situation by smirking next to a guy.
He stood there and held his ground.
He said he was trying to de-escalate the situation. He has that stupid smirk on his face. Don't you tell me he's completely 100% honest.
Cardi B is back on line 5.
Go ahead, Kelly. Go ahead.
But I'm just saying, what makes him any more courageous or less courageous than, let's say, David Hogg from Parkland, who wasn't even
I will love to hear that. I would love to answer that, Kelly. That is such a great question. And I'm going to tell you right now, David Hogg is 20 times as courageous as that stupid kid at Covington. First of all, let me explain.
Stupid kid.
That's right.
Stupid.
That's right. Here's why.
Here's why. You're making my point.
Here's why.
You.
First of all, those hats were not those kids' hats. They were given to them, number one.
Well, everything they had was given to them. They're
number two.
15.
When you're in I would call it a dangerous situation like that, and it wasn't the kid's fault, obviously. When you're in a situation like that, you don't go a foot away from this gentleman who was a liar and have that stupid little smirk on your face. Now, he said he was trying to de-escalate the situation. When somebody is in a situation like that, That is not how you de-escalate the situation. And now they hired this scumbag attorney that is suing for $200 million, claiming that, he's going to be hurt the rest of his life, the damages. Listen, there's no damages. They had some threats. It was stressful for a week. It's over with now, and their life is back to normal. It is nonsense, and it is BS.
Hope Jeff Zucker can afford it.
Courageous. What did David Hogg do? He wasn't even.
I would love to. I will go to. And by the way, we're going to get Hogg on our show this month because he's coming to Vegas next month in May. Okay. First of all, he lost many of his friends and classmates in high school, number one. So don't pull Laura Ingraham on me and try to attack him for his grades and attack him for what he's trying to do. This is a smart kid. You can disagree with him when it comes to gun control, but I think him and many of those other kids in that school are courageous and are heroes for standing for something and doing something. Those are 17 and 18-year-old kids.
He wasn't even near the school when it happened.
That is ridiculous. How dare you call David Hogg a crisis actor? Let me tell you something. That kid has 10 times the brains you have. Don't you go with this? Don't you go with this crisis actor stuff?
Woo.
Give me a break. You can laugh all you want to, but David Hogg, in my opinion, is an extremely intelligent person who is doing something for a reason because he cares about people and he has a cause like many of those other kids. How dare you call him a crisis actor? Those kids were in mourning and they decided to do something about it.
Money.
What? Excuse me?
David Hogg is a walking hypocrite.
Oh, and how is that?
Have you all seen him walking around with armed guards around him, yet he's anti-gun?
First of all, he's not anti-gun, so you're misrepresenting what he thinks. What many Republicans do is they misrepresent what all Democrats and people on the left think. He doesn't want to take your guns away, Kelly. He wants to take specific guns away that are some of these people that are committing these shootings. So don't say he's anti-gun. He wants to take away all your guns in the Second Amendment. That is factually inaccurate. So don't try that. You can do that all you want to, but you said something that's not true.
He doesn't want to do it. Beto O'Rourke does. Okay, so not him. Maybe.
Okay, well, Hogg has never said he wants to take all your guns away, and until you show me otherwise, you're wrong.
Elizabeth Warren, Beto O'Rourke, they all want to get rid of any semi-automatic...
Now all of a sudden you change it to a Warren and Beto O'Rourke. Can you admit what you said is factually inaccurate?
Hogg's not running for president.
Okay, but you said something that is wrong. Can you admit that if you're going to try to get into a debate with me, you better be right with what you say? You're wrong. Hogg does not want to take all your guns away. Can you admit you're wrong?
Please be Shap, forgive me.
All right. Well, you know what? I have more respect for you than Donald Trump because at least you could admit you're wrong, Kelly.
I'm not sure she's wrong.
I got to get to some other callers.
I'm not sure she's wrong. By the way,
Hogg does not want to take all your guns away. That is factually inaccurate.
I haven't heard enough about what he said.
Anyway,
but I know that you get absolution from all sins, whatever you said, if you're a victim of something.
Kelly,
you get absolution. You get absolute, and it becomes the left gives you absolution of all sins once you have been a victim. Oh no, that's the game plan, and it's the media that propagates it.
We'll get
and
to that.
Awful.
We got a whole show to get to that.
It's not any sort of a plan that provides progression, and they call themselves progressives. They're the ones. They're the woke ones.
We're going to talk about gun control next segment, but I want to get to a few more calls at 257-5396. Let's go to Scott. Scott, thanks for calling in. What's on your mind, Scott? Are we having issues with our phone lines today? I don't know what's going on. Scott, can you hear me? Scotty, beam me up. We lost Scotty. 257-5396, the number to call again, 702.
You're not scaring callers away again, are you? You had two callers drop off. Did you scare them both again, Brian?
Look, when you say something...
Where's my guitar?
It's very simple, Ron. When you say something that is factually inaccurate... Look, I've said some things. I've said some things before that have not been correct. I correct myself on the air. I say I was wrong. When you misrepresent what Hogg is trying to do, and you try to say he's taking the Second Amendment away from people, that is factually inaccurate. He is not doing that.
He's not. She said he's trying to take guns away, and he may be. I don't know.
He's trying to take certain guns away.
Well, there you go. So she's partially right.
No, not right. Weapons of war. He thinks that every single
what's a weapon of war?
Responsible person in this country that's not a felon should be allowed to have a gun. Now we're talking about weapons of war. Yes, I do think that what he did is courageous. Let's go to Mike. Mike, thanks for calling into the Vegas Take. What's up?
Hey, I just have a problem with Nicholas Sandmann's smirk. I'm 52 years old, and he's a kid. And if I have some idiot banging a drum, standing in my face, singing some Native American song, I'm going to have a little smile on my face. For you to call it a stupid smirk is just unbelievable.
Why is it unbelievable? So you would teach in a volatile situation like that to de-escalate, you would tell one of your kids to get a foot away from that guy beating a drum and smirk in his face? Is that the way what you would teach your children to act?
I wouldn't advocate the smirk at all, but I'm saying, how do you stop it?
How about walk away and let the idiot bang his drum and go somewhere else? What about that? How about logic?
No, why does he have to leave? No.
Why does he have to leave? Well,
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. No, I'll tell you why. Because the Israelites were...
He's a conservative.
No, I'll tell you why if you let me answer. The Israelites, there were people out there that were saying some racist, horrible things. It was a dangerous situation. And you know who the real idiots are in this situation besides the Israelites? The chaperones.
The Israelites.
Those kids should not have stayed there.
Explain who the Israelites are.
I would never teach any kids to run away from where they are allowed to be.
Okay, well, even if there was like, a fight, a fist fight, or something was a dangerous situation, you would well, I have a right to be here, so I can be here. What if there's a mosh pit and then there's a fight at a concert? Would you tell your kids, hey, get in there, you have a right to stand there? Is that what you're telling me, Mike? Because that's ridiculous.
No, you want conservatives.
In a mosh pit in a concert, would I tell my kid to stand there if there's a fight going on in front of him or he's getting hit?
Yeah.
I would I would say if you're getting hit, then I would say you have a right to fight back.
When
Absolutely.
you have a couple, so you would tell them to stay there, not leave a situation. So if there's police activity and you hear gunshots somewhere, you have a right to be on a public sidewalk, even if there's a lot of police activity. But you wouldn't tell your kids to get out of the area to be safe. You would tell them to stay there because they have a right to stay there. I'm sorry, Mike, that's ridiculous.
There weren't
Let's
gunshots.
go away from the mosh pit and go back to the kids. I don't
There weren't
know how many
gunshots.
kids. 15, 20, 25 kids, all of them his friends. He's standing there. They're all standing there. You want him to leave?
He was doing
friends?
something
He's got all
different.
those people behind
He
him?
was doing something different than what those other kids were doing. Those other kids were 10 or 15 feet back. I am blaming the Hebrew Israelites for starting that nonsense.
Those were the black guys that were yelling at them and yelling racial slurs.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, there was a group.
I'm just asking about the smirk. You insulted him by calling him a stupid-looking smirk. You're really just attacking the way you didn't like the way he looks.
No, it has nothing to do with the way he looks. So you couldn't be more wrong on that. Let me answer your question, and then I'm up against a hard break. So I got to take a break.
You want the conservative to back off and cower
nothing
in
to do
shame.
with politics.
No, that's what you want the conservative with the MAGA
you're 100%
hat
wrong.
to back off and
when
cower
you
in
say
shame.
that
That's
you are
what you want. Okay.
You know what you do to de-escalate a situation? Back up. Don't get in somebody's
You
face and don't have a stupid smirk on
you
your
and the
face.
MAGA
I
hat
don't.
back
I
up.
don't care about his
You do
politics.
care. You do care about
when
that.
you try to de-escalate a situation and the kid lied and said he was de-escalating, you don't lie with a stupid smirk on your face. Yeah, he said he was trying to de-escalate a situation.
Was.
It's nonsense. We'll take more calls on this when we come back. The number to call 257-5396, 702-257-5396. Donald Trump suing a couple banks. We'll get to that when we come back. You're listening to The Vegas Take.